All right, welcome again, everyone, to our Saturday morning breakfast call. My name is Joel Broughton. I'm here with my beautiful wife and business partner, Kristen, and we are going to get going on our wonderful Saturday, September 23rd, 2017. The sun is shining. We're excited. We're happy. We are building a very successful business alongside all of you and for you to be able to have success from home as well. And I just want to recognize those members that are getting paid this last week, that have earned a paycheck, that have earned a significant income in the last week for some of them, and some of them a little bit, but definitely on their way. And many of them are, earning a good kind of regular income with Postcard Networker. So congratulations to Stan and David and Zana. Congratulations to Greg and Twanzel, Jim, Daniel, Justine, Kate, Kent, Dale, George. Congratulations to Jim and Herschel and Joe and Donald, Henry, Charles, Josh, Sam. Congratulations to Leonard and Jack, Hugo. Congratulations to Robert and Ron and David and Greg and William and Christina and Clive and Robert, Marianne, Jerry. Congratulations to Linda and Willie and Ezel. Congratulations to Pandora, Clinton, Christopher, Chip, Karen, Mark, Roy. Congratulations to Veronica and Lawrence and Loyal, Kathy, Ned, Sandra, Frankie, Greg, Timothy. Congratulations to Brianna and Tammy and Richard, Edward, Richard, Faith, Jenny, Robert. Congratulations, Christopher, Clyde, Kim, Bob, Manny, Kevin, Howard, Moses, Jill, Yameen, Alonzo. Congratulations to Brian and Greg and Nicole and Name and Byron, William, Mikkel. Congratulations to William, Gail, Mike, Diva, Obra, Sharon, Mark, Wayne, Karen, Annette, Alan, Kyle. Congratulations to William and Allison, Lorraine, Brett, Alan, Ben, David, Sheila, Mark, Ed, Carl, Travis, Richard. Congratulations to James and Elysia, Enoch, Cynthia, Michael, George, Bonnie, Nina, Stu. Congratulations to Vincent and Lisa, Rosalind, Shaylin, Lauren, Aaron, Dominique, Jacola, James, Donna, Kevin, and that's it. That's all. I mean, the list continues to grow and grow and grow and grow. And I just want to give a special shout out to Roy this week. Roy has been working the business for a good while, and just in the last week, his check was over $2,000 just for the week. So congratulations to Roy and everybody that's earning a check, earning matching postcards. Many of those people on that list got some free postcards as well in the last week, and building the business. And really, it just is about consistency. It's about continuing to build. It's about growing, and it's about sticking with it. And I'll give you just a quick update on our Free Stamps Forever program, and then we'll kind of get into a little bit of training today and talking about the business. I think it's important that everybody hear today's message. So if you've got team members that aren't on the call today, if you've got kind of some of your downline members or your team that is skipping the calls regularly, definitely forward them this call today because I think the message is very important for people to kind of get and understand and really realize what you have, really realize what we're doing here with Postcard Networker. So the Free Stamps Forever program, if you are not in it yet, the information will be on the website soon when we launch, okay? So during the pre-launch, we're not kind of publishing websites and publishing all the information and things like that. We will send out more emails about it this week, but if you haven't registered for the Free Stamps Forever program yet, you need to do so, okay? Absolutely need to do so. It's super inexpensive to be able to get started. Just send $10 and 20 first-class stamps and 20 postcard stamps to us here at Postcard Networker And we'll obviously get you registered and send you the information, and then as kind of step 2 of the process, you're just going to be sending some stamps to your 5 of your upline members. But here's the thing, and this is what some people miss sometimes, I think, with like a stamp program or even some of the introductory packs and things like that. The commissions go up 5 levels. So on the $10, you're going to get a small commission on 5 generations of people, and you'll see that immediately. But more importantly, with the stamps program, you're actually going to get 20 first-class stamps and 20 postcard stamps 5 levels below you. You know, and that can be very significant, especially for those of you that have already spent time building, you know, your team, building a downline, and building the business. That can be something very, very big. Okay, to be able to get regular stamps for free mailed to your house, and at the end of the day, you don't really have to do anything new. You're not necessarily having to go promote this as a separate program. You can if you want to, but really you're just building your team with Postcard Networker. We're going to do all the promotions for you for the Free Stamps Forever program. We're going to send out the offers. We're going to email out the offers to your team. And obviously as people join and get started, you're going to be able to get a lot of free stamps. Okay. And just as a short little testimony to that, now I understand that I'm technically the company, but I'm also an upline, right? I'm also you know, I build my own team and stuff like that as well with Postcard Networker. Somebody had to start it, you know. Somebody had to kind of send out the first set of postcards, right, to get everything going. And I can tell you that just from the response so far of the number of people joining that I've seen just in our team and then throughout the company-wide, there's going to be a lot of us. So not just me, but there's going to be a lot of leaders who will never have to buy stamps again. A lot of members, okay? A lot of people that are going to basically be like, wow, you know, and this is a testament to the power of the system and working with Postcard Networker is that, you know, there was a period of time where some of the members and some of the people were saying, oh, I get so many postcards. I get so many matching postcards. They're coming in. I don't know what to do with them all. But now you're going to be having the same problem with stamps. But the good thing is you've already got the postcards. You're getting the postcards either through your Elite Plus memberships or your Elite memberships or your auto ships. You're getting matching postcards. And now you're going to be getting free stamps to be able to put on all those postcards that you're getting as well. So we're eliminating another cost of doing business by participating in the Free Stamps Forever program. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a quick update on that. So make sure that if you haven't joined yet, go ahead and send $10, 20 first-class stamps, and 20 postcard stamps to us here at Postcard Networker. We'll register you. We'll send you out the information at the end of the month when we do the launch. Okay, so we're not doing the official launch until October 1st. So that's when you'll kind of get the information in the mail to send to the 5 uplines, just to make it fair to everybody, to give everyone a chance to join before we launch and make sure that you're getting your free stamps. Okay. So today I just wanted to take a step back a little bit. I was having some conversations with a few of our members here this week, and one of them in particular, I kind of asked him, I said, you know, like, why are you still in, and I'm not asking it like in a derogatory way, I guess. I was just legitimately curious, like, why are you still in Postcard Networker? I mean, you've been building this now for a year. Some of your people have come and gone. You know, people are quitting, people are joining. Some of the people have stuck around. Why are you still in it? You know, like legitimately, why do you still build this? And he said to me, well, you know, I've built a significant team, and the funny thing is, the longer I stay in it, the bigger the check gets, whether I work or not. You know, whether I put new people in or not, whether I just, you know, pay my Elite membership, my Elite Plus membership, or you know, no matter what I do, my income just keeps going up, and my team just keeps growing. on my third and fourth and fifth level. And I can't, at this point, I wouldn't be able to stop it if I could. And it's an interesting dynamic. It's an interesting concept because a lot of businesses, a lot of network marketing companies, the way that they're set up is that it kind of like goes up really fast and crashes down really fast. A lot of opportunities tend to do that. Postcard Networker is not set up that way. Postcard Networker is set up to grow at the pace that you grow it, so it can grow really fast or really slow, depending on what, the inputs, depending on what you're putting in. If you're sending out a lot of postcards, if you're referring people, if you're advertising online, whatever it is that you're doing, if you're doing a lot of volume, it can grow very fast, very quickly. And your income can grow very fast, very quickly too, depending on if you're bringing in the elite members or if you're just bringing in free members or if you're bringing in affiliates. The income obviously goes along with that. But here's the interesting thing that happens with Postcard Networker is that over time, the income is very stable. Over time, as you collect more and more people that are building the business and your downline, like your second generation, third generation, fourth generation, fifth generation grow, there is literally so many people on those levels that are going to participate in something that will get you paid. Okay? And I'm going to save a little bit of that for later on in the call just so that it makes sense. But I just want you to kind of think about this as I talk a little bit about my story and my background. Part of the reason why, I guess the big reason why he's still here is because it just keeps paying and it just keeps growing. It just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing, right? And he can't stop it. Like literally he would not be able to stop it even if he tried. Okay? Which is an interesting dynamic because, again, most network marketing companies, once they start slowing down, everybody leaves and jumps on a new deal, right? Everybody leaves and jumps on a new company. That won't happen with Postcard Networker, ever, okay? Because we're primarily based on selling tools and selling support and selling training and selling that type of thing that everybody needs for their company, okay? So let me just back up a little bit. And if you haven't heard my story, if you haven't heard kind of some of the background of myself and how Postcard Networker was started or how we got started in this business, I want to take you a little bit further back. Okay, so in 1999, I actually was significantly young. I was very young. It's 1999. I would have been like 21, 22. Okay, probably 22 years old. And I was still in university, so still in college, right? Going for a degree in business. And I was expecting twin boys, okay, at 22 years old. So obviously I had made some decisions very young that weren't the best, as a young man. However, I was going to man up and support my kids and at the time get married and, do all that kind of stuff. So at 22, very young at that. But I got introduced to a business about, let me think, 3 months, 2 months, I'd say about 2.5 months prior to the twins being born. Okay, I was introduced to a company. It was a multi-level marketing company, and I was kind of hijacked at the time because I was in the military and I was going to university, and I literally was just over at somebody's house for dinner. This story might sound similar to a lot of what you guys have experienced. And after dinner, he pulled out this little booklet with kind of like he could draw on it, right? So it had the dry erase markers, and he started drawing all these little bubbles, and he started drawing all these little houses, and he started explaining to me the concept of network marketing, how literally I could just introduce a few people. I could bring in a few people, and that would grow to thousands and thousands and thousands of customers purchasing everyday products, things they bought anyway, but from our store. And when we referred them, I was going to get paid a percentage of every single purchase out of every single home across that entire network. And that for me, like many of you, probably, the light bulb goes off and you think, wow, this is something that is a completely radical way of doing business or earning income, because currently what I was doing was I was trading my time for a paycheck. And I didn't know any different, because both of my parents growing up traded their time for paychecks. They both worked for the government, so they would get they would go into work, and depending on how much they worked or their salary or whatever, they get a paycheck, they come home. And they'd repeat that same process. And they'd try to get promotions within the government, and they'd move up, so their paycheck would increase incrementally. But there was no opportunity for, massive growth. There was no opportunity to get paid on all the other government workers in their department. There was no other opportunity to get paid on team members' efforts. There's no commissions. My mom was a tax auditor actually for many years, so she didn't get paid commissions based on how much taxes she collected. She just got her salary. So growing up, I never really knew business. I never really knew what entrepreneurs did. I had a concept that, yeah, some people own stuff, and that would be cool, but I thought, well, that will never be me. I can never own the local dry cleaner or the convenience store. I could never own the movie theater. I could never own the grocery store. I could never own the Walmart, right? Because that's just some company. That's just some corporation that does that. I could never participate in that. So then I got to thinking, well, maybe I could be a banker. I've heard that stockbrokers and some of those guys make a lot of money, right? Some of those guys and girls make a lot of money. So I got into business, and when I saw that presentation, it kind of opened up a whole new world for me, because it gives us the opportunity to be able to tap into a big corporation, so the network marketing company's resources, to be able to supply, to be able to manufacture, to be able to do all the accounting, to be able to do all of the work, right, the hard work. And we could literally just basically be salespeople or be, distributors, whatever you want to call it, and go collect customers. But not only that, we could collect other salespeople and get paid on their efforts too. And that to me really hit home, because then I thought this, and I immediately kind of thought, well, geez, what if I could get paid on, because I was in the military at the time, what if I could get paid a percentage of everyone's salary that was in my group, right? And I started doing numbers, and I'm like, man, this could get really big, really fast, and I could be rich, right? Because my goal at the time was just to be rich, so that I didn't have to worry about money. Again, growing up, we always heard things like, well, we can't afford that, or let's save money. We've got, there was always a very kind of tight purse, right? We didn't necessarily, so we weren't rich, but we were well off, so we're kind of middle class. But it seemed like there was always this concern about money. And that's something that I didn't want as an adult. I didn't want to be concerned constantly about the price of things. I remember growing up, and you might still be living this way, I'm not sure, but I remember specifically one thing in particular. My parents and their siblings and their parents, so my grandparents and my parents and all of their siblings, constantly talked about the price of gas. It's just something that's stuck with me over the years. They constantly followed and watched diligently, almost as if it was their job, almost as if it was what they needed to do, and they were tasked with this. They diligently watched the price of gas. and it would go up and it would go down, and it would go up and it would go down, and they would watch it just like a hawk. And then they would go get their gas for their car. They'd fill up their tank, and then like I remember like sometimes like the next day the gas would drop, and they'd be like, "Oh, I got gas on the wrong day," you know, like. And if you actually do the math on a tank of gas, like if you legitimately do the math on it, because as I became an adult, like this just always stuck with me. Literally, as the price of gas goes up and down a few cents per gallon, or I grew up in Canada, so it was per liter. They might have paid like an extra $2 for their tank of gas, but it so affected them that they overpaid for their gas the day before, that they would be so focused on like following those pennies, right? I was listening to a training yesterday from a guy that teaches sales training, and he said, you know, why are people so concerned with saving pennies, like pinching pennies, and you know, a penny saved is a penny earned, and all these old sayings from my childhood and and my parents' childhood. Like, people walk by pennies on the street. You don't even bend over to get to pick up a penny. You kick it, or you just ignore it. You see a penny lying there at the gas station, you don't pick it up. My parents are the same way. Oftentimes they won't pick up that penny. They don't make a big deal about it, but yet for years, for over a decade, for 20 years, I'm almost certain they still do it to this day, because that's just what they do, right? I mean, they grew up that way. They have done it for so many years, but and I'm not sure if they're out of that habit yet, but they sit there worrying about those pennies of the gas, but then they won't pick up a penny, or I won't pick up a penny, and you won't pick up a penny if we walk by it. We got to be focused more about the big picture, right? Generating more dollars, generating more hundreds of dollars, generating more thousands of dollars, so that we don't have to be so concerned about the price of gas, right? So that we don't have to be so concerned. And like I said, if you break it down, I mean, literally they might have spent an extra $2 on their tank of gas, but their focus is in the wrong spot. And you know, growing up, I always wanted to make sure, you know, I want to have enough money so that I don't ever have to be focused on that. I don't ever want to be focused on I can't afford that. I don't want to be focused on we can't do that, or it's not worth it, right? I want to be focused on, sure, let's try it. Yeah, no problem. Let's go ahead and spend the $10, spend the $20, spend the $100, spend the $200, spend the $500. Because it's not that big a deal, because we can go get more money, right? We can go create more wealth. We can go create more income. And I've always tried to live my life this way, in a way that, you know, it's okay to spend money. It's okay to treat yourself. It's okay to live a good life today and not worrying about saving for retirement, you know? If all of us just save for retirement, what are you going to do with all that money when you're 70, when you're 80, and your body starts to break down, you know, and you can't move as fast as you could, and you can't necessarily travel where you want to travel? Well, what's the point of having all that money when you die? Great, you can leave it to your kids, but why not spend some of it while we're still young, you know? So that's kind of as I was growing up, I thought I always wanted to do that. So as I saw these little houses, right, as I saw all these little houses, I knew that I had to go on a different path. I knew I had to take a different path than my parents did, and nothing wrong with the path they took. I'm not judging it. I'm not saying it was a bad choice. I'm not saying it was a bad path. They lived a very comfortable, successful life. You know, and they still to this day do, and they have great pensions, and you know, they're retired now, and they earn income from the government, you know, pays them because they earned a pension. But I didn't want that. You know, I didn't want to have to be limited in that type of way. And you're probably on this call listening today because you don't want to be limited either. You know, you don't want to be stuck. You don't want to feel like you have to answer to somebody else. You want to be able to be free. You want to be able to go on vacations. You want to be able to pay off your debt. You don't want to be strapped with credit card debt. You don't want to be worried about the price of gas, right? Going up a penny, going up 3 pennies, going up 5 pennies. You know, if the price of gas spikes $1 a gallon, I don't worry about it. I just fill up my truck. You know, one of the questions that generation always asks me, any of our family, is how many miles per gallon does your truck get? And the only reason why I know how many miles a gallon is because they all ask me, and then I have to eventually have an answer. So I don't know. You know, when I first got the truck, it's like, I don't know. I fill it up. It drives me around. It does what I want it to do. And then I fill it up again. Because if you're so focused on the pennies of you know, what you're spending on gasoline, you're not focused on building your business. You're not focused on generating thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every month, right, to be able to grow your income, to be able to grow your lifestyle. You're focused on the wrong thing, right? So anyway, as we started into network marketing, as I started building the business, I came into very quickly understanding that, hey, all I got to go do is get these customers, get a few people to get a few people to get a few people to get a few people, right? That's the dream. That's how it works. And it was told to me, listen, we only really need about 3 or 4 people, and they're going to give you 3 or 4 people, and they're going to give you 3 or 4 people, and we're all going to build the business, and it's going to be wonderful, and we're going to be rich. The first person I went to, one of the first people I went to, was my uncle. Wonderful individual, but apparently not super excited about network marketing. Okay, but I didn't know that, and he didn't know I was going to talk to him about network marketing. So I called him up and I said, hey, you know, we have this business thing, and I know that sometimes you might be interested in things like that, and I'm bringing one of my business partners over. Can we stop by and just go through some of the details of it with you? Yeah, sure. Come on by. No problem. So we went over there. My business partner, my upline, actually flew in from another province. So it probably took him it was probably about a 6-hour flight to fly in. He was coming for some other people too, to do meetings with them and things like that. He had a few different business partners in our city. So he flies in, pick him up, we go over to my uncle's house. And we get to the front door, and my uncle invites us in, and, you know, how are you guys doing? Wonderful. And then my uncle goes, okay, do you want to come into the living room? And my upline goes, no, can we sit at the kitchen table? And my uncle's like, nah, I got all kinds of stuff piled up there right now. It's kind of messy. You know, let's just sit in the living room. So they go back and forth for literally probably 5 or 6 minutes. Like, it was the longest awkward kind of minutes, I mean, that I've seen maybe ever. Going back and forth and you know, debating as to where we were going to sit, because in that company at the time, really, they taught very strongly that you had to sit at the kitchen table. Like, that was the thing. Like, you had to get to the kitchen table, because the kitchen table was like the key to all of your success and presenting the opportunity, presenting the business. So you had to get to the kitchen table. And my uncle had so much stuff piled on his kitchen table at the time that, like, it was never going to happen. He wasn't going to, like, he just wasn't having it. He wasn't going to go take all the stuff off his kitchen table just so he could sit down there, because every other room in his house was completely spotless. You know, the living room was, the front room, everything was spotless. So finally they negotiated back and forth. We got to the dining room table. So it was a table, not the kitchen table, but pretty much the same. So we all pile into the dining room table, and we sit down, and my upline goes to reach down to his briefcase, to pull out his book, right? This magic book that gets people enrolled into the business. And he goes to reach down, and he's pulling it up. He literally doesn't even have it on the table. He's literally reaching down, starting to bring it up to the table, and my uncle goes, this isn't network marketing, is it? And he actually used the company's name. I'm not going to drop the company's name because I don't want to offend anybody today, but he goes, this isn't that company, is it? Because if this is that company, I don't want to have anything to do with it. And my upline kind of like stops, doesn't even get the booklet on the table. Doesn't even, he's not showing them. He did, and I'm sitting there going, what? Like, how did he know? I specifically didn't tell him the name of the company. I was instructed by my upline not to tell him what we were doing, not to tell him the company, not to tell him anything, because he had to do it, like the upline had to do it. Don't tell him anything. Don't tell him the company name. Just get us in there, get an appointment. That's your whole job, right? So the upline puts his book back in his briefcase, didn't even get it on the table, and he kind of sits up and he goes, oh, so what do you know about this company? And my uncle goes, you guys got to leave. You got to get out of here. I don't want anything to do with this. You got to go. And literally stood up and kicked us out of his house. Marched us out like no, like he wasn't having any of it. And my heart just sunk. Like, I could not believe it, what just happened. Like, I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for the rejection. I wasn't prepared for failing. I was prepared to go get rich. I knew my uncle knew a lot of people. So I was prepared to really launch a huge successful business with my uncle. Right? He knew so many people. It's going to be so great. Like, I had put so much faith in just getting this one person. If I could just get this one person, he knows so many people were going to be so rich. And he's got money, and he knows, people with money, and it's, they're definitely going to have no problem buying the products. I mean, I was in university at the time, so I was scraping together to place orders, to place my first order to get into the business. And he kicked us out of his house. And to me, I think that rejection on the very first presentation kind of shaped the way I built my business for years, but in a good way. I think it was a good experience to have the rejection. And some people shy away from rejection as they build their businesses. Many people do. They don't want to get on the phone. They don't want to talk to people. They don't want to do in-home meetings. They don't want to do hotel meetings. They don't want to do anything in person. They want to do everything just through the mail or through the internet or through email. And that's okay. You can do that. You can build a business that way. I mean, our system today is set up so that literally you can do that if you want. But I feel like that rejection was good for me because it eventually propelled me to where I am today. Now, off the start, it didn't, right? I then spent the next few months buying the products, listening to tapes in my car, and they were cassette tapes at the time. They weren't even CDs. They were still cassette tapes that they would give us. And I remember listening to them every single day, these cassette tapes, like brainwashing myself, because I knew that I had to immerse myself in this business. I knew I had to, for me to be successful, I knew I had to learn the culture. I needed to learn what to do, what to say, how to say it, And I thought at the time I was getting technical training. Like, I thought at the time I was getting the what to say to who to get them to sign up. Like, I thought I was learning the sales tricks and the if I just say this one thing, I can get in the door and they'll sign up. And that's what I thought I was learning. I look back now, what I really was learning was creating a mindset for myself and shifting the way that I thought about failure and rejection, the way I looked at the business. That's really what shifted with those cassette tapes, with all of that immersion in the business and immersion with successful people, listening to all those people. See, here's one of the big things that I took out of it. And maybe you guys can just hear through my voice what I took out of it. I'm not sure, but maybe you've had this same experience. What I really got out of a lot of those tapes, and even going to some live events with that company, was that, wow, those people are doing it. Like I had this almost shock. Like, I can't believe that guy and like, I can't believe they're making that much money. Like, I couldn't believe it. They're making that much money. And I'm thinking, I'm educated, I'm well spoken, I'm well dressed, I can put myself together, I can learn, I can do at the time I was like, I can do anything. And yet, so I couldn't get over the fact that, well, how can they be making so much money? And it took me a while to realize that, well, they're just making that money because they stuck with it long enough, and they just went and went and went and went. And the company used to say, just show the business, 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 your whole job is just show the business, show the business. So it's just recruiting. It's just exposing the business to people. Like, it literally is just volume. The reason why they were on stage and I was sitting in the audience was because they showed their business more than I did, was because they offered people the opportunity to join way more than I did. And eventually their business just grew over time. And for some people it takes overnight, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and it just explodes. And for other people it takes 5 years. For other people it takes 10 years. I mean, I used to listen to those cassette tapes on a daily basis, and I heard stories of people that it took them 15 years. And finally, in year 14 and 15, they were making a full-time income from home, but they stuck with it, right? They continued to build it. They continued to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And they had their ups and downs, right? They had their ups and downs, but they finally hit a home run with 1 or 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, 6 people, and then some of those people started doing it. And the thing that really got me, like I said with those cassettes, was that, listen, if those people are having success, there is no way, there's absolutely no way that I can't do that as well, that I can't also have success, right? That I can't build a successful network marketing company. Hey, if they're doing it, I can do it too. Because I felt like I had more skills. I felt like I had more abilities. But what I didn't have yet was the belief. I didn't have that total and utter belief that I could do it, that I was on the right path, that I was doing the right thing. So even when I presented and talked to people, I still didn't enroll them. They still didn't come into my business because I wasn't believing. So my prospects could hear that. And I went on to, after that company, I actually, one of my friends from university wanted to sign up so bad, and I wouldn't sign him up because I didn't want him having the same experience with his family. Right? I was nervous. He's like, no, I want to get in. Because I took him to a meeting, and he was so excited. For about probably 3 to 4 months, he bugged me to join. Like, I got to get in. When are we signing up? When are we getting in? I just keep putting him off. Because I was nervous about giving him that same experience. Like, if he took this to his family, then they would shun him. They would be like, this is a bad business, you can't be that. And then he would feel that rejection. I didn't want him feeling the same way I felt. Looking back, maybe I should have done that. He might have had a huge successful business. Hopefully, I don't even know where he is today. He was just a friend in college, but hopefully he's found his own success and riches and excitement and business. But I went on from there to build another network marketing company. I put in about 70 people, personally sponsored 70 people, but none of them did anything. So it's like I went from sponsoring nobody to sponsoring tons of people personally. I think I can't remember the timeline, but I probably put in 70 people in maybe 6 months. 6, 7 months, something like that, like literally 5 to 10 people, 15 people a month, something like that. And nobody ever did anything. They couldn't do what I was doing because I learned how to sell, and I got really good at selling. So I would get on the phone with people. I'd do a full presentation. I'd sell them. I'd get them to join, and then I wouldn't train them. I wouldn't help them. I wouldn't show them how to do it. And I thought I was doing great because I signed up 70 people. You know? And then it came to the point where I was like, well, this is kind of ridiculous. Like, I'm signing up these people, and they're just quitting eventually because they can't do what I do. And I can't take the time to train them to do what I do because all I'm doing is basically convincing people to join over the phone. So we needed a system. We needed a way to allow other people to also have success. Right around that same time, I started working with a couple of guys. One was a total salesman. So he's the one that taught me how to sell, helped me get those 70 people. The other gentleman actually would build kind of like mail order systems where they would sell a product, get people into their business, and then sell them more stuff. And we basically together developed a system for a network marketing company where we would sell an information book, how to generate income from home, how to make money from home, and then we would talk to them on the phone after they bought the book and bring them into the network marketing company. And that worked phenomenally because then we were only talking to interested people. There's a huge difference in network marketing when you're talking to people who that are unqualified. You don't know if they're, you don't even know if they can afford the $100, $200, $300 to join the company, to buy the products on a regular basis. Anybody can go answer a form online. Anybody can go leave their phone number for you to call them back on a voicemail through an advertisement, right? But these people were making a purchase. So what happened was we started selling this information book. I think we sold it for $30 or $40, and we would only talk to the people who bought the book. We wouldn't talk to any of the other leads. That was the way we did it. And literally probably 80 to 90% of the people that bought the book joined the network marketing company. And then we would run a cooperative, so advertisement. So we'd say, okay, do you also want to throw in $100 to our advertising? We'll generate more book sales, and some of those members will be yours, right? Some of those people that we sign up will be yours, and we'll put them in your organization, and you can talk to them too, and you can help them get started. So we continued to build our business that way for about probably a year, 2 years. And in 2004, I was making almost as much money part-time as I was making full-time. But my part-time income was in a month. My full-time income was for a full year. So I was making almost as much money part-time in 1 month as I was at my full-time job in a year by 2004. And of course I had to leave my job, right? If you're making that kind of money with a part-time business, imagine what you could do full-time in that same business, right? So I didn't renew my contract with the military. I said, at the end of the contract, I'm going to have to leave. And nobody could believe it. My family, all my coworkers, all the people that work for me, they're like, what are you going to do? It doesn't make sense. You're doing so well. You're going to go be, and probably if I would have stayed for another year or two, I would have been a senior officer in the Canadian military. I was going to be promoted to a major. I was a captain at the time. I was a very young captain, and I was running all the recruiting for our region. And the next step was obviously to go, continue getting promoted. And I said, well, it doesn't make sense. Like I'm spending barely any time building my business, and I'm making, 10 times the income that I make at my job. But what if, right? Like, what if it fails? What if it crashes? What if people don't buy? What if, that's what I was getting from everybody. My family, my friends, everybody. What happens if that, like, you need the security, you have kids, right? Because at the time, my kids now were about 5 years old. I was divorced. I was a single dad. The twins live with me full time. at 5 years old. So I had these two little boys looking up at me saying, we need a future. I was stepping out and saying, no, I want to be an entrepreneur. I'm making great money. And everybody else was trying to pull me down and say, what happens if it crashes? What happens if it doesn't work out? What are you going to do? How are you going to pay your bills? How are you going to pay your mortgage? How are you going to feed these kids? How are you going to clothe the kids? Like, they need stuff. You can't just, you're not just some single, 25-year-old, that can live in his car if he needs to. You can't do that. And I just had faith, and I said, well, I'll figure it out. I mean, we're making good money now. I don't think it'll ever stop. And it came crashing down, sure enough. About probably, I got to think of the timelines, but maybe 6 months later. Maybe a year later. Trying to think of, I think it was 2005. Sometime in 2005, we actually lost our network marketing income completely. Gone. Done. Over. They pulled the check. The company pulled the check completely and kicked us out. And I'm not going to get into the story as to why, and there was lawsuits for years and years and years, and we obviously thought we did nothing wrong. The company thought we did something wrong, on and on. That's not the point. The point is, we went from making multiple six figures per year. At the time, we were probably bringing in close to $500,000 a year at 25, 26 years old. And that was like straight commissions. That wasn't like, oh, what percentage of that do I get to keep? That was my check. Gone. Overnight. Done. No more check, right? Completely pulled. And I fought with the company specifically for about 3 or 4 months. Like, no, I want my check. No, I want my check, And finally I let it go, and I thought, well, this is kind of ridiculous. I mean, they're obviously not going to reinstate us. So we got to figure out what to do. And I was okay because, I never spent a huge amount of money. So we had some savings, and we had some, I had some money saved up from, making that kind of money for over the course of like 6 months or a year, however long we made it. But you got to think, like, your whole world crashes down around you. You've got these two little kids that, they don't know what's going on. Single, so I don't have somebody to talk to about it other than my business partners. None of my family understands. I didn't even want to tell my family because, then they would all come say, what? I told you so. I told you it wasn't going to work. I told you should go get a job, right? So I got into doing some direct mail. I got into doing some internet marketing around that same time. So what happened was, when that company pulled that check, which was a complete huge blow to our income, obviously, to my income, it wasn't actually the end of the world, because I had income coming in from an online system, income coming in from some direct mail that I was doing. So I was going to be okay. But I also knew something, was that I had built lists and lists and lists and lists and lists of people that would come with us if we promoted another company, that would buy other products and services, that would purchase things through the mail. That was my safety net. I mean, I didn't realize at the time what I was building. I didn't think of it as, oh, I'm building a safety net in the direct mail. I'm building a safety net in the online marketing systems. I can take everybody with me. I was more just doing it because that's how we were building our business and we were growing our income. So although that huge income crashed down, I was still okay, and I was still going to rebuild it. We ended up going to another company. We got very quickly to the top of that company. And then about a year later, my business partner that I worked with for probably 8 years, came to me and said, well, this new company that we joined, because what we had done is we structured it so that he was in the company and he was getting the company check, and I was running the online marketing systems to sell to our team, right? So we were getting basically two separate incomes, but the company couldn't come to us and say, okay, you can't make money off the system, you can't also be in the company, because they were totally two separate entities, right? I was running the online systems, he was running in the downline in the company, and then we just share both checks. We just share the income between the two of us. So he came to me about a year later and said, well, the company doesn't like the online systems that we're doing, so I'm just going to continue building the company, and you can do the online systems or whatever. And I said, well, that doesn't make sense, because if we can't do the online systems and sell them to the team, you're not going to continue promoting it, so then everyone's going to leave the online systems. I'm going to have nothing, And he kind of basically said, well, sorry, that's what I'm doing. I'm keeping the company check, and you figure out what you're going to do. So literally we went, and at the time, I think the online systems were doing about, I want to say, probably about $70,000 a month. The company checks were probably $30,000 to $40,000 a month, maybe $50,000 a month. So combined, we were doing about 120, but separately, 50 and 70, something like that, 40 and 70. So he basically kept that check, and then the $70,000 per month in the online systems literally went from $70,000 a month to basically zero in 45 days. So here I am on roller coaster again, right? Here I am on trying to figure out what the heck just happened to me. He took the company check. I didn't have any claim to it, because that was literally in his name, his business. Everybody in the company just thought it was him, right? I mean, they knew of me and they knew we were partners, but basically that's just his name. He was recognized, etc. And because they stopped promoting and said we couldn't use the online systems anymore, everyone in our team quit the online systems immediately. They stopped paying, they got out of it, they started doing something else with him. So then I went again from huge income to zero in, like 30, 45 days. Completely obliterated. But the thing that saved me was that I still was doing direct mail on the side. I was still running a direct mail company. And I still had lists of people. I still had built up lists of people. So I was okay. I mean, I felt comfortable. I had done this already once. We'll do it again. We went and I built on my own. I built another online system, a generic system to put people into. Started selling information, joined another network marketing company. It didn't grow as fast because now we had kind of split loyalties, right? Some people stayed with him, some people came with me, so we were kind of fragmenting our downline and our people, and some people just left. They're like, I'm out of here, I'm not dealing with the fighting and, whatever. So, but I kind of got back on my feet. But here's the thing that really got to me is that throughout all of these kind of things, throughout all of these, ups and downs throughout this industry and throughout this business, the one thing that was super consistent was that selling tools makes money. Selling websites makes money. Selling leads makes money. Being in a network marketing company makes money. Okay? Doing everything together at the same time makes tons of money. Makes way more money, right? As a side note, we always actually made more money selling the tools and the websites and the systems and the training than we did in the network marketing company. That's something most network marketing companies don't want you to hear. That's something most network marketing companies will be like, don't ever tell my people that, right? But we usually made about double the amount of money in selling websites, tools, systems, things like that than we did in the network marketing companies. And I only tell you that because if you're only building just a network marketing company, if you're only putting people directly into a company and that's all you're doing, you're probably only getting about a third of the income that you should be getting. So even if you're making $10,000 a month or $20,000 or $30,000 a month in that network marketing company, you think, wow, this is more money than I've ever made. This is fabulous. This is so much money I can't even spend it. Really, you should be making $90,000 a month or $80,000 a month or $100,000 a month if you're selling tools and systems and leads and training and all the other kind of things. And that's why a lot of leaders eventually either do both or they just end up selling tools and training. Right? A lot of the bigger network marketers tend to eventually get into the lead business, get into the tools business, get into the training business because it's a bigger business than just selling one product or service. Okay? And a lot of people argue with me. They're like, yeah, but I know a guy who's making $500,000 a month in XYZ company selling just that company. Okay, well, I argue that if he sold tools and training and leads to his downline, he would make triple the money. He'd be making over $1 million a month. He'd be making $1.5 million a month, right? Because you're selling additional things that those people need anyway, that they're buying already anyway, right? So after that last kind of breakup, I really focused my business, and I continue to focus my business specifically on tools and training and leads, and making sure that that was an integral part of the business. When we started Postcard Networker about 1.5 years ago, I told myself if I was going to do this again, I wanted to make this same opportunity available to everybody. Because throughout my career, I always made sure that I was selling tools and training and leads and everything. But normally I would just sell it to the entire downline, and nobody else would get a piece of it. You know, they would build the network marketing company, and I would kind of have these two businesses running. And when we started Postcard Networker, I thought, that was kind of selfish of me to always just keep 100% of the income from the leads, from the tools, from the training, from all of that. So when we built Postcard Networker, I wanted to make sure that we shared that income with everybody. We gave you the same opportunity that I've had for the last, 15, 20 years. We gave you the same opportunity to triple your income, to have 3 times the income that you're used to making. If you're going to do the work anyway, you may as well get paid on it. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, right? 4 times. You may as well get paid on it. If you're going to generate the business, if you're going to build the relationships, we need all of this stuff, right? Like if you're going to go climb a mountain, you need your shoes or your boots, you need your spikes, you need your backpack, you need your gloves, you need your ropes, you need your energy drinks, you need your protein bars, you need all this stuff. Same thing in network marketing. We need our leads, we need our postcards, we need our tools, we need our training, we need everything. We need our advertising, we need this stuff anyway. We're going to use it anyway. Why not plug it all into a system, right? So as we built out Postcard Networker, one of the things that I wanted to make sure was that you got paid on all of the income streams. Okay, everything that was available to you in this industry. And if you look at Postcard Networker income stream number 1 today, you're getting paid on the Elite Plus memberships, the Elite memberships, and the affiliate memberships, which are basically like the membership, right? Like joining the business, you're getting postcards or you're getting, a piece of the action of the website systems training, right? That if you look at the affiliate membership, essentially what you're paying for is the website systems training, ability to make money with our systems and training and reselling it. The Elite and the Elite Plus also include postcards, right? But also you get paid on additional postcards, you get matching postcards, you can sell the blank postcards, and you can sell the leads. So anything anybody buys to promote, all the advertising that they buy to promote is income stream number 1, right? To be able to promote the business, to be able to be in the business, to be able to get paid on the business. Websites, training, systems, advertising, leads, okay? That's something that, to me, is like, for you to go try to set that up for yourself, it's difficult, because what happens is, if you don't set it up in a system, what's happening is that it seems like you're trying, like you almost come off as a used car salesman. If you kind of take stuff disjointed and you try to sell it to your downline, or you try to sell it to your team, it kind of feels like icky. Like, it's not like, oh, you're just trying to make money off of me, right? Like, if you go get them to join a business and they say, hey, come buy leads for me, come buy this for me, come buy that for me, come buy this for me, come buy that for me, it almost feels like you're taking advantage of them. And that's what a lot of the network marketing companies don't like, right? Like, oh, you're just taking advantage of your team. Well, if you have a full system like Postcard Networker, you're not taking advantage of your team. Everybody gets to participate the same way in sharing the revenue from these activities. Everybody gets to take part in sharing the profits from the advertising part of the business. There is always going to be an advertising part of the business, right? So now we're just sharing in all that revenue, not only with just myself, but sharing that with each of you and giving your downline and your new members the opportunity to share in it as well. As you build your team, being able to get paid on leads is huge, because let me tell you right now, there is something that people will always need in their business, no matter what business they're in, and that's leads, and that's advertising, okay? That's new business, that's marketing. A lot of people won't necessarily partake in training. A lot of people don't care about, like, learning. So we can't just sell training and learning, right? There's a lot of companies out there that offer you the opportunity to sell training and learning in network marketing. But there's a lot of people that don't really even want that. And they don't necessarily need that. I recommend that you have that. I recommend that you always train and learn, of course, right? But a lot of people just be like, I don't want to learn, I just want the leads. I just want the postcards. I just want the advertising. I just want to make money, right? So income stream number one, of course, with Postcard Networker, we built it so that you make money on that. Income stream number two with the OMA program, right? Online advertising, building your brand. Here's one of the things that I think a lot of people don't understand about what I've done over the years, okay? This is just kind of like a secret, right? That it's a secret, not secret, because it's kind of obvious, and I do teach people to do this, and I do recommend that you do this, but yet I feel like it's kind of like a secret because people just don't pay attention or listen. All right, I feel like people are like, nah, I don't want to do that, right? Immediately when I tell them, hey, you got to brand yourself, they're like, it sounds too hard. I'm not sure if it's not worth it, because here's the thing, branding is like something that builds over time. You don't get immediate instant cash for it. But I'll tell you what, over time, it pays way more than running one or two individual newspaper ads or Google ads or Facebook ads. You know, over time, branding pays off because people start to recognize your name. They start to recognize your face. They start to see you all over the place. So with the OMA program, you can actually brand yourself, brand you, but use our content, right? See, one of the things I recognize as we built the business is a lot of people don't really want to be the trainer. A lot of people don't really want to be the speaker. A lot of people either don't have that skill or don't have the interest in doing it. They don't have the experience. They don't feel like they're ready. Well, with the OMA program, what we said is, listen, you can participate in this. You can use our training. You can push out our content. You can put your name and face and picture all over it, wherever you want, however you want to promote it. You can put it on your own channel so that you can develop your own subscriber base by using our training and our platform. And you can get paid on it. Right? So we're pushing up to, so this is kind of like training, but also branding for you. So if you look at the first thing, it's like leads and advertising. The second thing is like branding, training. The YouTube advertising that we have as well available, you know, you can actually use our links. You can use our videos and get traffic from what I do for our company. And you can get paid on it if any of your downline participates. So again, now we're starting to bundle more and more of the things that you need to build your business, but we're going to pay you on it, right? Income stream number 3 is a lot bigger than it was a year ago. A year ago, it was nothing. There was nothing in it. I just told you that you were going to get paid on stuff. You were going to get paid on other information products and other things that we develop. That's what I told everybody at the beginning when we first launched Postcard Networker, because I knew that we would develop these things. Think about the brand partnership. That's in our income stream number 3. That's a $10,000 purchase. That's a $2,000 commission. Do you want to get paid $2,000 for finding one person? You don't know who that one person is. In fact, we had a member in our team, in our Postcard Networker business, that quit a couple of months before one of his members became a brand partner. He passed up $2,000 in commissions because he didn't want to pay the $10 a month to continue being a Postcard Networker member. He quit completely, pulled out of the business. A couple months later, one of his members, he never even talked to the person before, became a brand partner. $2,000. Passed up. So the brand partnership with income stream number 3 obviously helps promote, helps build the brand, helps you write a book, create a CD course, we can create websites. As a brand partner, I'm not just going to help you write one book and then say good luck. I'm going to help you write a book, make a postcard, maybe make a second postcard, create systems, create audio courses. We'll promote you through the OMA program. Basically, you're a Postcard Networker partner. You've got the same positioning as me. Anything you want to create or be part of, as long as it makes sense and helps the membership, helps everybody else, we're going to create it together. Not just once, as many times as you want. You write 5 books, we can publish them all through Postcard Networker. I'll help you. We'll work together to do it. And you can have 7 books, 12 books, 14 CD courses, 14 audio. You can have as much sold through income stream number 3 as you possibly could ever want. And we'll promote it to all of the membership, the entire Postcard Networker membership on your behalf. But it's not going to happen overnight. This is like a thing that you're buying into for the next decade, for the next 10 years. You can literally build your whole brand with myself and my wife in Postcard Networker for the next 10 years, 12 years, 20 years. You could just use what we're building as your platform. Okay? The introductory pack's just a $10 pack. You get paid $1.50. All right? Not a big deal, but it's another thing that you're getting paid on. Postcard Dynasty is my book, of course. You get paid on that. Baby Boomer Rockstar, Dr. Dick's book, you get paid on that. The Baby Boomer Rockstar System and postcards, you get paid on that. The Elite Postcard Method with Kyle Good, you get paid on that. Free Stamps Forever, you get paid on that. And you get free stamps forever. All right? You're going to get free stamps mailed to you, and we just introduced that. This is the list of things that we've created just in the last probably 4 to 6 months. This list is going to continue growing. Now, here's something interesting that I want you to understand with income stream number 3. These are all products that I'm going to continue to promote to all of your downline forever. As long as you continue to be a member, I'll promote them on your behalf. You're going to get paid on them as we promote them to your people. The Free Stamps Forever program, for instance, if you never promote it, but you're in it, if you join it and you become a member, we're actually going to start putting those Free Stamps Forever postcards to get your downline to join in every single package that goes in the mail. Every single person that buys something from us is going to get a Free Stamps Forever postcard along with it. Forever, all the time. We're constantly going to promote it to people. And the reason why is because it's a very easy program for people to join, even if they're not in our business, or even if they're not in Postcard Network, or even if they don't want to buy the postcards. They still want to get free stamps, right? Because they're in this industry. They understand the power of that. They want that. So there's going to be additional income stream number 3 products that we develop over the next year, over the next 2 years, the next 3 years, that will continue piling on the income. I want you to ask any of the upline leaders in your team, if you ever talk to them, what their commission report looks like from Postcard Networker. Okay? Talk to them and just ask them. Anybody who's getting a regular check from Postcard Networker, I want you to ask them what their commission report looks like. I'm not going to show one today, but here's what it looks like. a dollar, a dollar, a dollar, a dollar, $5, $20, a dollar, a dollar, a dollar, $50, $100, a dollar, a dollar, a dollar, $50, a dollar, a dollar, $20, a dollar, a dollar, a dollar, $50. Okay, so there's going to be those pops of people, those elite memberships, the elite plus memberships, right? The $50, $20, but there is tons of like a dollar, a dollar, a dollar, a dollar, a dollar. And those are from the affiliate memberships. Those are from the introductory packs. 5 generations of Postcard Dynasty books, introductory packs, Baby Boomer Rockstar books, elite postcard methods, free stamps. People are buying all of this stuff, right? Those $1 payments add up. When you've got $1, $1, $1, $1, $1, $1, $1, $1. Your whole page is just full of $1, right? Don't underestimate the power of the dollar. Okay, I said earlier, hey, you might walk over the penny, but those dollars add up. Because those are all people that those people never, ever talk to. They're on like a 4th generation, so they don't know who they are. They've never even advertised for them, and yet they're getting paid. $10, $10, $5, $10, $20, $30, you know, like it adds up. So people who are getting paid $500, $1,000 a month, $2,000, $5,000 a month are getting tons of small little payments. Okay? And as we continue to increase income stream number 3, those $1, $2, $5, $10, $20 payments will continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. And then, of course, income stream number 4 being your choice of network marketing company. And again, this company, as you build it, I mean, this is the focus, right, is to build a network marketing company. But I'm telling you right now, in my experience, the network marketing company is only going to be about 1/3 of your overall income. It's only going to be about 1/3 of your overall income as you build a successful business. I mean, off the start, it might be bigger. You know, like if you're putting 5, 10, 20 people in your network marketing company, you may be making $1,000, $2,000 a month, and your lead business, your Postcard Networker business, might be a little smaller. But over time, as it grows, I'm telling you right now that the Postcard Networker business will grow bigger than your network marketing income. And the reason why is because every single person, okay, needs leads, whether they're in your company or not. Every single person needs advertising. They need postcards. They need marketing. They need training. They need online advertising. I mean, they need everything we have. So as you build your business, I want you to just remember this, okay? If you get nothing else out of today, I want you to remember this. Postcard Networker provides you with a big opportunity for you to be able to take part in a system that generates you income from all of the tools that you and your team and everybody in the industry needs to be able to build their businesses. At the same time, allows you to be able to build your network marketing company in a totally non-competitive way, because we don't promote other network marketing companies. We just promote our own Postcard Networker tools and advertising and stuff like that. But it also provides you with a safety net, the same that I've had over the years. Every time somebody took my company away, every time somebody took a check away from me, I've always had that safety net of the tools business, of the leads business, of the system business. I've always been able to just jump right back into something. Okay? So as you build your business, I want you to feel security. I want you to feel happy. I want you to feel excited about all the income that we're going to make and all the places that we're going to travel together and the beautiful cars and homes and everything that we're going to build. But more importantly, I want you to understand that this opportunity is bigger if you build it as a system, if you build it as a whole opportunity, instead of just trying to build, you know, a product company, trying to build selling somebody laundry soap or selling somebody essential oils or selling somebody you know, legal services or insurance, or selling somebody a product. This is an entire business that we're running. And we've been running it successfully, like I said, since 2004. Postcard Networker allows you now to run the same business that I've been running for the last 15 years. It allows you to run the same opportunity, to be able to make the same kind of money that I've made over the years from multiple streams of income. Truly, all in one place. And as we continue to develop more and more things in income stream number 1, income stream number 2 and 3, your income will just continue to grow. Ask any of your upline members if their income streams or if their total income has grown significantly over the last 2 or 3 months. It just keeps growing bigger and bigger and bigger, okay, as we add more and more and more, because some people will buy, some people won't. As your downline grows, some people will buy some of the stuff, some people won't buy any of the stuff. Some people will buy everything, okay? Hopefully that makes sense to all of you as we build our business today. I'm super excited to be able to continue working with you, growing with you, and I want you to just remember this. As we got to this point with Postcard Networker, there's so much more for us to achieve together. There's so many more places for us to go. We are building not only just an opportunity, but we're building a community. We're building a team of people that will be able to participate not only in the lead sales, the advertising, the postcards, the personal branding, the training, the systems, all of the information products that we have available, the brand partnerships, everything. We're going to be so much more. And I want to invite everybody today too to take us up on some of the opportunities, to take us up. I mean, if you have been thinking about becoming a brand partner, if you're thinking that maybe it's a little bit too much for your budget, I just want to offer you this opportunity today to say, listen, stop worrying about the pennies today. Stop worrying about, the price of gas. Stop worrying about, whether or not you can afford something, and start thinking about what your future is going to be like when you are positioned at the top with us, when you're positioned as a brand partner, when you are positioned on your YouTube channel, when you're positioned as a leader, when you're positioned with a bigger downline. Your income grows significantly faster. Your ability to enroll people is so much bigger, so much greater. Your business grows by leaps and bounds. And that's really what I want for everybody, is for you to be at the top, right? You to be a leader, you to be with us. So let's lock arms. Let's start working together. Let's continue building this business. Have a great weekend, everybody. I went a little over time today, but I think it was worth it. So have a great weekend, everybody. I wish you all the best. And, hey, let's continue to build our business successfully together for years and years and years to come. Bye for now.